Hey y'all, this is 012 Boku coming at you with not another movie review at the moment. It will be coming soon, but I figured I would try, per my brother's suggestion, that to do like new movies and things like that. Since I am about movies and I do movie reviews for my website, my friend's website that I'm a part of at snappow.com. I would have written a review on this too, but my compatriots there basically just wrote a new article on it, which is up there on snappow.com if you want to read it. But I'm here to connect with you YouTubers and fans of these movies on the website. And the new movie I'm going to give you a glimpse into today, if you guys have not seen the trailer, which I just did, which the trailer is something else amazing entirely. That is Pacific Rim. Now, or not Pacific Rim, sorry, that's first movie. Pacific Rim Uprising. There we go. Pacific Rim Uprising. Now, Pacific Rim Uprising, I've never seen the first movie. I need to. I know that. I also want to add that to my collection because I thought the way of the first movie from Guillermo del Toro looked really good. Mechs, monster fights from something out of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and a whole bunch of other mech anime. Gurren Lagann, Gundam Wing, Battleship Yamato. Like, take your pick. There are tons out there with machines, fighting aliens, fighting people. It's just nuts. You know, there's a ton of it out there. And I've not seen the first Pacific Rim movie, but it looked really good. And I have to say that this sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising, looks just as good as what I saw when I've seen clips of the first movie from the trailers, on other social media, all that great stuff. And what seems really cool is that they seem to keep this going. It seems to be chock full of mech action, great weaponry, fun monsters. Maybe even I don't know if it's a training exercise or if there is a human element that is turning against them to let the monsters win, or there's a governmental coup or things like that. But there seems to also be in there a fight between the two mechs, and like I said, it could just be a training exercise, could be a scene where the characters are blowing off steam because one's angry with the other, and yada da. We've seen how that stuff has happened in the past, or it could be a multitude of things involving something like that. But what I am getting from it is that because I've never seen the first film, so I can't elaborate on it. But if you guys can tell me in the comments or whatnot, cool. But maybe you don't want to because of spoilers, and I should see the first Pacific Rim movie, which I once again will get around to at some point. But it seems like in the second one, like they had fought back or they defeated a lot of these creatures, and it seems like more have come up and are rising up and going to fight against them. And there's, just cool scenes of just, awesome battles, like a chainsaw thing going through a building, monsters destroying stuff, lots of high-tech guns, weaponries, and whips. I mean, there's one guy, it looks like his mech weapon's a bunch of saws tied together. Another mech has whips, which I admit I'm a sucker for whip techniques. I don't know why. I am, because I think, the whip is another cool underused weapon, but it is very cool to see. And, awesome to see if monsters are taken down. And it seems like there's a whole platoon in Pacific Rim fighting these things. Like, there's several mechs, and there's several characters fighting these platoons, which, ironically enough, it seems like these platoons are headed by, it looks like John Boyega, Finn from recent Star Wars fame. And it looks like John Boyega is one of the main characters in this film, leading them on into this fight. And if he is, that's cool. Get your credibility in science fiction, because Pacific Rim to me is a cool idea because it seems like from the first movie and into the second one, just once again, awesome Japanese anime mech battles, Godzilla, a lot of great stuff, and it seems like there's a lot of homages, however you pronounce it, to Japanese anime because you even have a lot of um, not being racist when I say this, but Japanese people or Asian folk showing up in this movie, giving their, things. And it seems like there's an attack on Japan or somewhere in Asia. And once again, it's just a cool nod back to the earlier films, which, we Americans and so many other people around the world pay respect to. And I can honestly say it's really cool to see. And overall, this movie does look amazing. I'll admit it looks like it could be another CGI hodgepodge. I won't say that yet, but I've noticed how in a lot of recent film, we love to overdo CGI effects. There's nothing wrong with CGI. I love CGI, and it can add a lot to a movie, but it can also take away from the effects of the movie. Because once again, we're supposed to be making CGI photorealistic as possible and enjoyable. If you have a movie that's sort of like that, cool, but in a movie like this, you do want to blur the lines, but maybe not too much because it's supposed to be based in a real world setting. And, with Godzilla, they went out of their way to try to make Godzilla, the king of monsters, and all the original movies look real as possible. And, you had to give the Japanese props and credit for that. And in this movie, it seems like they do that, but it seems like watching this trailer again, there's certain scenes that become ultimately over cartoony or just a mess that you can tell it was done completely with a computer without any regard at all. Now, I could be wrong. And I know I'm a nitpicker. One thing you'll see about these new videos that I do in new trailers, I may nitpick a lot of these movies because I'll admit, guys, I love watching movie trailers, always have. The one thing I don't do that I used to do is trust a movie trailer at face value. So, will a lot of this be in the film? A lot of these awesome action scenes? Will there be a lot of these things? Will there be the cool, big monster thing at the end? Will he completely look like that? Because we don't know when this film's coming out in 2018. All we know is that this film, if you guys don't know, Pacific Rim Uprising is coming out in 2018. So we have quite a few months maybe to wait for it. Or maybe it'll be right there in January, but that's still a few months away. So there could be some changes done to it. Other than that, it looks like a good movie. My one gripe is once again probably just the overuse of CGI. But in a movie like this, I can understand. But we'll see how it's utilized. Because I'm all for it looking good. If it looks a bit bizarre and out there because of the type of science fiction, cool. But if it's supposed to be a fun, zany movie, awesome. If Pacific Rim was supposed to be taken somewhat seriously, once again, I've not seen the first movie, but if Pacific Rim Uprising is supposed to be taken seriously, don't you want the effects to look a little bit better? But once again, that's just me, because to me, filmmakers rely way too heavily on it. But that's just me. But other than that, this film looks awesome. The characters seem like they're going to be really cool, jazzed, and wanting to protect the world from the monsters. The monsters look awesome as all, heck. And, or I'll just come out and say they look awesome as all hell. And it's a fun thing to just experience. And looks like this is going to be a fun action ride filled with monsters, mechs, and mayhem. So if it's something you want to see, give this post a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on Pacific Rim Uprising in the comments. And, just drop me a line and let me know how you think things should go, okay? Until then, this is 012 Boku coming at you with a new trailer review. And I'll get back to you, and hopefully soon I will get to you with another movie review, alright? See you later, guys.